Welcome to CultureCraft. In today's episode, we are going to be finishing my first starter base in my forever world. Cue intro. CultureCraft is my limited forever world. My limits include things related to the heritage, culture, or history of different parts of my name, and general things to challenge my playstyle and encourage me to play in this world for years to come. I get to drop my culture rules once I create monuments and complete challenges for each, and I get to drop other ones once I reach some other goals and when they stop making sense. Now with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Before we make my base, I'm going to go over the things that have changed since the last episode. I have gotten a lot of new materials from wandering traders, thank God, because I was like, oh no, I don't want to make my base not being able to use scaffolding. So I've made some trapdoors here, and I also made something I'll show you right there in a little bit. So we had Henrietta and Fred inside of here, but let's just say that Fred, he hadn't been given a name tag yet. While my friend brought back Henrietta, who ran away along with a new horse that I got that was really fast. Fred wandered out. We didn't realize it was Fred, and I probably murdered him. So I need to make a graveyard for him. Rest in peace, little buddy. Now back to where I was. So Fred died, and I wanted to get a Fred Jr. to replace him, And I hatched a couple eggs, and one of the eggs popped out 4. So over here we have Frederick, Frederican, Fred Jr. This one's Henrietta. And then this one is Alfred. So you can see the naming scheme. Also, I dyed my leather armor to match the Irish flag because my armor stuff is supposed to be going after Irish stuff. The no pants resembling kilts and stuff that they have. And like when I think of Irish, I don't think of like knights in shining armor, even though they definitely had knights. But that's not what I think of. So, and then from Wandering Traders, I got plenty of different things. So you guys already saw that I had cherry saplings. I don't know if you've seen that I have the pale oak. Now I have mangrove, and I also have, I think those are the only new ones. Oh, I also got cactus. I also made this little door thingamajigger so I can get into the pen quicker. This is my new horse. It is 1 block faster on the scale than the other one that I had before, which is over there. And I got cactus, and I went in exploring in the world to find 2 tall flowers so I could have easy ways to dye things. So that's cool. And over there, that you definitely haven't seen that yet, is a wheat field I made with custom rivers, and I'm really proud of it. I made a little bridge going from the Moody Island over there. Let's go over there and show you. I've also fully enchanted all my stuff, and the leather armor is pretty good. Like I'm really happy with the stuff I've got. Where's my hoe? Oh, there it is. It's like I couldn't see it for a second. And instead of having the torches here like I had before to keep it from having mob spawn, I put glow lichen, so it's a lower light and it's like more moody. And over here I got the wheat fields, the custom rivers I did. I'm really proud of them. I'm glad how they came out. The bridges, everything's looking great. And I got some beehives over there where I can collect the honey from. I've been slowly gathering the honey. Now I have almost 18 that we could use in redstone contraptions or even decoration. And I planted these spruce trees here because I think it matches the farmland with the podzol that it makes. And later here I want to make a lake with lots of mud, and I'm gonna make like a little brick factory that's gonna be a mud production thing because I want to make paths out of mud. All right, back to the base. Whoosh. I went on an expedition to explore all of the underwater ruins that is in my border. And I brought back some dolphins that they're hiding in there. I have them leaded in there with magma blocks, but a boat on top of the magma block because I don't have soul sand because I haven't gone to the nether yet, and magma, you can find it occasionally in the ocean. So I have a boat on top of it so they don't die from the magma, but the magma's still giving them bubbles to breathe because their AI is stupid. If you get far enough away from them, they will hold completely still and just die. Oh, I also found lots of Nautilus armor from that trip, and the main reason I went on that trip is I wanted pottery shards. I also got a nice amount of coast armor trims, which was nice. And then this thing that I said I'd show you guys later is just an automatic thing that closes after, and it goes down into James's base that's underground. And I put the enchanter over here, and I put the enchanter over here, so I was tired of walking all the way down each time, so I made a hole. And then over here I made a cave spider spawner, though I'm going to completely redo it because I want to make it so that the killing chamber is in range of both of them. Like right now I have to stand in somewhere in this area to activate both of them at the same time, but I went and designed my own custom system to transport them up, which will be in one of the next videos where I'll remake this cave spider spawner and show you guys how to do it. How to do multiple cave spider spawners in one farm. I think that's all of the catching up to do. Oh, now I remember one last sad thing. So the tree chicken, it disappeared yet again, and I have no idea why. Oh right, I got sea pickles as well. That's a new thing I found. And I also got coral, so I can grow more. Like I have 3 coral blocks. So the tree chicken disappeared, and I have no idea why. We're gonna place another one. Oh my gosh, I could have possibly had 2 up there. So I went in a copy of this world in creative and like turned on tick warp to have time pass really fast to see how and why the chicken kept disappearing, and I could not figure it out. There's no way for it to pathfind off. Even if I'm holding seeds, it won't come towards me, and I'm annoyed. Like it, not even like having phantoms bump into it happened at once while I was testing a bunch, and I don't know why it died or disappeared. Either way, I'm going to name that guy quickly. So even if he does fall off, he's not going to despawn, and then I'll be able to identify him in the wild. I also was tired of animals pushing other animals off into the river and then wandering off. Like, so I tied up Aurelia, and I also tied up the horses that I care about. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the different vantage points that I want the base to look good from and gather wool. I already gathered lots of wool from the cave spider spawner by turning the string into wool. And I'm going to place scaffolding in different areas so I can see how the shape of the build is going to go. And I'm going to walk you guys through how I'm going to design the house. So one thing I'll say is I already am planning on making like a dungeon in between my base up there and James's base, and I think that's where I'm going to end up having my storage, and it's going to be all moody and dimly lit. And in here I plan on it being like this kind of banquet hall with like a map room and like armor stands. Like this is kind of be like a war room, like a prep room, like hey, like meeting place before going to different things and on adventures and stuff. Like it's not going to be super duper functional, but there will be some functional stuff in it. Like I'll likely have my cartography table in here. Maybe I'll find a way to use the loom in decoration, or the smithing table. Alright, now to go to the different vantage points that I want the base to look good. Firstly, I want it to look good on this path. As we're approaching it, I want it to look good on the path. And that's one vantage point I want it to look good at. And then also over here, that flower gravery. To keep things simple, I'll have just 4 different vantage points that I double check the shapes and the colors. Those 2, I'll look from across the river, and I'll have a high point as well where I can like see from a bird's eye view. And then I can stand from here or something. Whee! I'm wondering wondering whether I want to go for a circle shape in the middle, or if I want to have a square on top of this circle, or maybe multiple shapes. I think I'm gonna go with a more uniform looking thing for this, and then the top part I'm gonna have like as a cylinder, like a sphere on top, like a half sphere, and that's gonna be a greenhouse. That's the one thing I know I'm gonna do. I want this much space at least to walk. Okay, so if I do it this wide, I have plenty of space to walk on the outside, though I'm not going to have a whole lot of space to work on the inside, which could be cool. It could make for this kind of cozy vibe, though I think I'm going to make it a little bit wider. I wonder if you can enchant shears with efficiency. You can. Okay. By the way I'm making the circles for all of my bases and making sure they look good isn't just eyeballing. I use a website called plots.co.uk and I've used it for years and it's great. It allows you to do all sorts of shapes. So even like this, there should be enough space to walk on the edges, especially because of the fact that these won't be full blocks most of the time. They'll be like fences or walls. And then over here I can have the entrance. Okay, now trying to figure out this circle shape is just going to be a little bit harder, because I don't think I want it to just be, or maybe I do. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it going to be like a half dome. It's going to be oh so slightly protruded. Or I could have it like an oval shape, maybe. Ooh, wait. I could maybe have the shape kind of like, so like, see Bethany's roof? Like having two of those, like perpendicular to each other. Like one and then another one perpendicular. So it's kind of like this squared, slanted thing, but it's not a square. It's like a target. Alright, I think I've kind of finished a prototype. Let's see how it looks. Okay, I haven't completely done the design. I only did it on part of it. But I kind of like the way it's turning out, but I feel like it should be taller. Like, I can't get a perspective from here because I haven't fully done it. Yeah, in comparison to this bottom layer, those ones both are too small. I'm gonna have to make them both taller, because this is 8 blocks tall and both of those are probably only like 5 or 6. But I'm liking the direction, like I'm liking the shapes. I just want to elongate them. Oh shoot. Ah, frick. I almost hit that lily pad. Oh my god. Alright, I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I think that the making this a few blocks taller, spot on. That's definitely good. Though up there, this time the shape is a bit bigger or taller, and it looks good, but like it's not something's off about it. I think it just feels really clunky because it's not finished. It looks pretty good from this angle at least. Maybe that little trim there that I did at the top is kind of messing with it and making it look clunkier. Give me a second to remove that. Okay, so now, I feel weird doing that. I have feather falling 4, so I should be fine, even though it's leather armor. Okay. No, I think it looked better before. I gotta keep in mind that this is like the base shape I'm gonna have because I want that top part to be made mostly out of glass, but then have this kind of frame of wood, like a wooden trim on this glass. As much as I'm annoyed and I don't want to rebuild that, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raise it up. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is raise up Like, I think I'll make it not as... Oh, man, building's hard. Normally I just like do basic shapes. Like I'm trying to stretch myself with this. Like, oh, doing like if this was a square on the base, that would already make it easier. But I'm doing circle and then transitioning to a cross. Like it would be relatively easy to just do that twice in like a cross shape at the top. You know, that would be easier, but this is circle. Circles make everything harder in Minecraft. Okay, you know what? Before I edit this shape, other than I'll add a little bit of edit the top, like I was looking at before, I'm going to make the shape of the stairs, because that will play a way into this. Because if I don't end up wanting to do the stairs and I end up doing a ladder or something, or stairs on the inside instead of having the stairs on the outside, that'll change the design. So I need to figure that out. Okay. I think I came up with the design that I like. So I just am making the outline stick out a little bit more, like the trim. I have that red, that's gonna be like the trimming on, because that purple is gonna be like glass, because I want that one, that top one to be glass. Ooh, wait, I could use some sort of stained glass maybe. Ooh, I'm curious to see how that would look. Then I plan on having the stairs over here. That way I can still like have full access to this little balcony type area. And the stairs are going to be kind of small. Like they're going to be like just... this is going to be where the stairs are. And on the side I'll have like fences or shelves on the sides, and it's gonna lead up into this, and this blue is gonna be the door, and then over here is gonna be like a lower trim, and up there is gonna be the trim that's on the glass, and then in there is gonna be a little greenhouse. Okay, I'm liking that. Like there's, you know, one second, let me do the other side for the red. Okay, so I finished the frame over here. And I like, so far, I think I like the shape. I'm content with it. And now I'm going to start figuring out what colors I want to do for it. Because right now I just have all these bright colors of wool just to get an idea of what the shape is. So I'm going to try and figure out what colors I want. And I already know I want glass over there, where the purple is in between the red. I'm really happy with how this is turning out. Oh, that looks so... oh, I love that. That's looking great. I love it. I love it. So I just found this wandering trader while I was like trying to figure out what colors to do, and he's got acacia saplings. Like, even though I'm in a limited area, I'm not limited in wood type at all. I don't think. I think I now have every single type of wood at this point. I think so. I think I literally have all of them, except I feel like I'm missing one. Oh yeah, jungle. Jungle's the only one I'm missing. I have all of them other than that. Alrighty, so I went in my creative testing world and I came up with the palette. So this palette is what we already have for the base layer. And then over here, like, this is gonna be the floor, because that's what the ceiling is for the other one, and I didn't feel like figuring out a different palette, and I think it goes well. So it's going to be like a yellowish with some windows and some bricks, and then red is going to be the accent color. And then up on the second one, I went with this design, and this brick, that's going to be the floor on the inside, and then the mud's going to be the floor on the outside surrounding. And this will be the railing, because this is an accent color that I'm going to be using on the other one. So I'm going to go in the world and just replace my frames with these colors to get a general idea of what the colors will be. And I may make some changes before I start adding details. So I'm just going to do rough shapes, and I'm not going to do any shading or anything. I'm just going to go with the color and figure out what I'm going to do from there. Alrighty, I have the resources I'm going to need. for this first layer, and I'm gonna just place down a very rough idea of what I'm gonna do, where I'm just gonna have, I'm probably gonna do it in a way that's, I have bricks, clay bricks on the bottom 2 or 3 layers, and then I'm gonna make a few pillars that go up with it, and then fill the rest with yellow terracotta and add like trims of strip bamboo. But this is just gonna be to see the colors work. Like, that's it. I'm not adding details. These aren't gonna be the final like details and stuff. It's just to make sure that the colors look right. And then after that, well, actually, before I build it, I'm gonna go and gather the materials I'll need to make the rough shape up there as well. I'll get some cherry wood and not cherry, mangrove. Yeah, I need mangrove and cherry. So I'm going to get some of that, and then I will come back to you guys once I have that done. Alright, so I basically got done with the colors, but I don't have the glass or the bricks to just like 100% do it. Oh, frick, darn it. Like, you see that these walls aren't done. So I'm just gonna go and take a look at how it's coming. That's the wrong sphere. Oh, I'm so like nervous to see if it actually looks good. Okay. So I like the colors, though I think something's definitely missing. Oh, right. Well, there should be red accents. There should be banners and stuff on the walls. Let me place a few of those just to see what the colors would look like. Those are just there so I can see the color. Why does that make it look worse? Is it just because it's everywhere and... Ooh. Oh god. That made it look worse. Yeah, that's better. I was looking off. Alright, I think I figured out the new color palette, and I got the supplies here. And now I'm going to get to it. Let's see how it goes. Alrighty, so I paused the recording because I want to place the bamboo trimming, but the thing is that's more detailing, so my brain would switch. And I thought I heard a wandering trader, but in reality I just heard his llamas that I had already put here before. So I'm definitely liking how it's turning out, and I feel like I should bring up the... Oh, I did hear right. Bro, why are you hitting your bro? Why the friendly fire? Bro. Sir. So if I hit you, you'll start hitting me instead, right? And you'll leave your bro alone? Nope. You're just fighting each other, fine. One of you's gonna die. Okay, what are your trades? Sir, hold still. Jungle saplings, yes. That's the last one I need. That's literally the last sapling I need. Alright, I need to save you and get that. I find it interesting. So like, I purposefully let myself trade with wandering traders because I normally don't, because I have access to all the stuff. But this time, I've played and been able to get literally every single sapling just from the wandering traders. Like, physically speaking, I only have access to 2 saplings, birch and oak, and spruce 3. Shoot, where is he? Okay, he's over there. Alright, come on. Bro, get in the boat. Come on, get it. Yep, you're in now. Great. Alright, come on, let's go. But this, wait. You, sir, though, need to stay here. You may die while I'm gone. you know, I'll bring you into the pen. The reason I'm saving them is because, like, I tried saving them and bringing them out to the all the boats where in the ocean where I have the rest of them, but they ended up killing each other and other wandering traders that I have brought out there, because anytime a drowned showed up, then they'd try hitting the drowned and they'd end up hitting more than the drowned. Let's go. You're gonna join a bunch of your friends and be trapped forever. Oh my gosh, they all have enchanted bows, all 4 of them. Hey bro, you sleep? Oh cool, you're standing on it. Like, you're literally standing on top. Huh, that's cool. So anything else? Okay, he had mangrove for ghouls, but I already have that. Blue orchids is something I don't have, but it's not like I can reproduce it, unfortunately, unless I get in a biome where that would be. Let me get... Oh shoot, the thing with jungle saplings is they literally have such a low sapling rate. Like, if I don't fortune their leaves, I will deforest myself, because they have a low drop rate. So much so that if I were to... Wait a second. What happened to the rest of them? There were way more than 2. Bro, why are they dying? I need a better way of keeping them safe. Gosh, that sucked. I had like so many. I had like probably like 10 wandering traders at one point. I'm gonna plant a few of these and just use my fortune hoe on the leaves just to make sure I have plenty of saplings and I don't run out. Like, if my friends borrow them and they don't fortune the leaves, because those saplings have a lower drop rate. I don't know if that's intentional to like mimic deforestation in the Amazon or something, or if it's just poor designing, because I think it's one of the first big trees that they added and they were worried about there being too many saplings. But then when they added the mega spruce and like the mega pines and dark oak and all the other newer ones, they kept it so that way they have the same drop rate as normal ones. I like how it's coming along. It definitely needs the bamboo trimming though. Definitely needs something to break it up and transition it. Alright, let's go. Bam. Big tree. That all said and done. Now I have 4 more. From breaking that whole thing, fortuning almost every single leaf, I only have 4 more. Like, with the cherry blossoms, like, without even doing the fortune, I get so many of them. Like, I literally would compost so many of the extras, because I at one point had literally a stack. Alright, I'm just gonna do some more and then I'll come back when we start working on the detailing. Okay, so I now have the block here. I plan on putting a door. I don't know what door I want to put in though. If I were to just, you know, put bamboo blocks up on the edge, that would not look great, you know. Like, if we go down right now, wah, and look, obviously that's not gonna look right. And I don't want to just have like a little trim sticking out on that part either. I want to add some sort of shapes. So I guess before I can do that properly, I should go in and add in the windows so I know where those are going, or at least make a hole for them. Alright, so over there, I feel like the window's kind of low, like it should be higher up. Oh, like it definitely probably should be higher up. Over here at the front door, it looks better. Not sure. Maybe I should do no, I'm gonna do this trim first, and then I'm gonna do that. So the thing is, do I want it to be open and I can walk more freely, or do I want it to feel kind of cramped when I'm over here? Like, if I were to say fall, yep, that's definitely what I wanted to do. If I were to have maybe shelves as a railing, that's a lot of shelves. I wasn't paying attention. It was at this point that I was really lucky, and I didn't do the best job commentating, and if I kept in all this commentary, it would take a while. So, simply put, when it comes to building stuff like this, especially when you're doing detail work of larger items, like this trim, it consists of like trying to imagine the shape in your head, recreating it, and doing a whole lot of back and forth between looking at it from where you are in the moment and looking at it from other vantage points to see where it looks off, where the shape looks weird, and trying to correct it, and literally just experimenting with things. It's not a science, it's just going back and forth and testing. Well, I guess that is a science if you go by the... It's not the Pythagorean theorem. Scientific method, goodness gracious, Jeremiah. I think I like how it's turned out. Like, I don't... Like, I feel like I could find other ways to add on to it, though I think that's good for now. Oh, and it looks even nicer from over here up close. Over here I've done it. Now I just need to replicate that on the other four sides. Though in reality I should probably make the stairs first and then be able to make a way to transition the roofing into it. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Editing Jeremiah, reminder to drink some water. So now I'm going to try and make the stairs. I'm kind of going for like this kind of rickety look because I want it to be small enough where I can have the sides still walkable here while still having the stairs. So it's going to be very thin and just barely work. And I'll see how it turns out. I think I have finished the stairs and integrating it in with that overhang. Also, unfortunately, my chickens keep disappearing because I think they keep pushing themselves over these borders. Like, there's berry bushes underneath these. Like, if you see me sprinting, you see their particles. So they don't pathfind past them to then hit the trap door, because then this seems like a full block to them, the door. So they don't go there unless someone pushes them, and then they see the door as an open pathway, and then they go there. And so I have 2 chickens missing. But right now, I think I like how it turned out. Like, the top is looking rather, it's sticking out like a sore thumb. I haven't detailed it yet. I'm going to, instead of having it just thick blocks, I'm going to detail it, make it, use some shelves, use some trapdoors. Though I definitely like that. Now that I stand back, like, I'm getting like, oh no, it doesn't look great, it could use improvement, but oh, when you get up close, that's much better. Oh, I like that. Like, I'm also being so self-critical, like, it could use improvement, it looks off. I'm like, this is big improvement for me. I don't need perfection, it looks good. Over here though, when I look at the staircase from this point of view, yeah, from over here it looks nice. Like, the closer you get though, the more of the detail you miss. I really need to finish the top. It's looking like an eyesore now. And then I also need to finish adding the detailing on this bottom part. Like, for example, over here, how I made that sticking out so I could have the fences there. Because over here, I just have the fences hanging, and that's not good. So over here, I just wanted to make it so I could get past. So I ended up making this like a small rickety staircase that you just barely have room to fit in. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to add railing in between here because of this support structure I did, this beam, and I definitely like it. It's looking good. But you can go all the way around and fit your way through this. It's cramped though. I'll likely be on top of this part instead. And from over here, that looks good. That looks good. You can't even see the staircase because it's behind the tree. Like, the tree's honestly kind of helping us because the staircase doesn't look that great. I may not even add the banners blue banners that I was planning on adding. Okay, so the next thing to do, I could start adding more details onto that middle layer. I think what I'll do next is I'll either work on the detailing up there or the detailing down here. You know, I think I'm going to do up there first because that affects, you know, the final look. If I'm looking down here at this stuff that looks good already and just could use some, and is going to use some minor tweaking, and then I see that sticking out like a sore thumb, it's going to mess with the perception. So we'll see. Oh, I love these stairs. Alrighty, I have officially finished the detailing on the trim of the upstairs area. I ended up carving out a little bit over here. I'm really liking how it turned out. And on the inside, I just started doing a very little detailing, and I like how it looks real up there at the top. I'm not gonna add. I may add trapdoors there later, but I'm trying to leave it open first because I just have this there to inspire me for later, because I want to have like flowery things, leaves, pots and stuff up like in the ceiling as well. And I think it's looking really good. I'm really happy with how this thing has all come around. Need to get some more fish. Ugh. Like when I look at it from a critic's eyes and I'm like, it could be better, and then at the same time like, that looks so nice, and I feel like I could have done better on the colors, and I'm like, I'm proud of it. The shape is great, the colors are okay or even good. Maybe it really needs the pop of the blue banners I wanted to add. Also, just to give a little perspective, I've been working on this like for multiple days. Like this hasn't been just like all one day recording. This has been multiple days. I really like how that trim turned out over there, the bamboo one. From up here, it doesn't look as good as it does from down below, though it still looks good. I can't stop looking at it with the critic's eyes. It's like when I look at each part individually, I'm like, yeah, that's good. And when I look at a homogeneous structure, I'm like, it's something's off. Well, obviously I'm not done, and it's like, I want to make sure I don't, like, I'm not done on the outside. I want to add more details. You know, I like the window, adding some like kind of shutter things or window seals, and I gotta like not overdo it on the details, because this is the way I'm like, if I add a bunch of details and fill in all the spaces, like honestly I kind of wanted to add windows here in these corners, but that would make it just too busy. Like that pillar is enough detail for this corner, honestly. Okay, now to do the trimming and some minor details. Alright, so I am really happy with how the house has turned out. Like, I bet I could add some more details down here, but it's like, I don't need to. All I need to do is, like, down there, I need to make it so that mobs can't path find up to these stairs, and then I'll remove this wool. And then this will be, like, it's looking good. Like, I'm torn between using dark oak here or, like, spruce. Because I like the way the spruce looks on the outside, but on the inside the dark oak looks better, because out here, you know, the railing's spruce, but over here there's no spruce on the inside, so it kind of looks off. Then over here I made this little kind of barbecue, and I like it. Like I'm not sure whether I want to have, like, you know, this dark oak or the spruce. Jeremiah played the replay file of what they look different wise from a distance. Bam. And next I have to work on interior design. I'm torn between this door and that. I feel like I'm getting deja vu. I definitely said this before, but what you didn't see is I made the interior what I was going to do for the outside before, and I like it. I definitely need to do the ceiling, figure out what I'm going to do there. I don't know whether I want to do the mud I want to do the tough. And I think what I'll do is I'll figure out what I want to do for the ceiling in that room. But first, I'd figure out like how I want to break the room up, because I kind of want to do it in a way that like also I forgot to mention over here the door is closed. One of the things is closed because if I couldn't have it open if I wanted to, but it looks nice. It looks cool. And I'm gonna like divide this room up. I'm gonna like have maybe like over here the floor is lower or something, and over here maybe there's a higher spot, you know, and there's a room underneath it, like different things in here. And what I'll do is I'll I'll figure out what I'm gonna do for the room division. I'll make the roof, and then I'll work on decorating I don't know which room I'll decorate first, but I'll figure out the room sectioning and what I'll do for the roof next. But before that, I'm gonna go gather some materials, like a little bit more mangrove wood to be able to decorate up in the second story. Okay, so I have now come to the conclusion, like after going in my creative testing world, like I replicated kind of what I'm thinking of doing for the inside. I'm either gonna go with something like this or something like this, like color wise for the ceiling, but I'm not decided yet. All I know is I want to be able to use copper bulbs, because lighting blocks wise, like for lighting I could use pumpkins. I don't want to use that in my actually wait, that isn't absolutely terrible. No, but I'm gonna stick with the bulbs. Because I want to use the bulbs, I am going to wait to do the interior, because I really want to use the bulbs, and I don't want to just like have torches there instead while I wait. I just don't feel like doing that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and mark out the design I want in this room, the rooms and the different little balcony kind of things I want to do, and then we will in another episode we will go ahead and add in the actual building stuff for this room, and we'll do all the interior decoration, and that's the plan. Next episode will likely be me and my friends taking down a trial chamber, because there's one out in that field underground that a friend found, and they've been wanting to go to it, but I was like, I'm not prepared. And now I'm like, and I was like, okay, now I'm like kind of prepared, but I want to get my house done first. Now the outside's done, and I can't do the inside yet, or I could, but I don't want to, because the lighting blocks that I would use is either frog lights, which I can't have access to yet in this world because I don't have access to frogs because of the border I have, or nether blocks, which I want to do after we go to the trial chamber. And I could make copper bulbs, but you need a blaze rod to make them. So I'm gonna end up just trying to steal some from the trial chambers. Let me just double check to make sure you can even get that from trial chambers. Yes, you can get it. Let's get into it. Okay, this can be one room up there, or like a little balcony thing, and this can be one room, or maybe I can have some sort of workstation there. Okay, and this can be the staircase. Like, it's the staircase design, I can have it like kind of snaking up there past the window, and then over there. This can be the second area. Maybe I'll have it moved over one more. Yeah, I'll have it moved over like that much. And then I can have the staircase like this. Swoop, swoop. So somewhere in one of those two blocks, I'll have the staircase going up here, whatever I'll put here. And I kind of want to do, like, either over here, I'll just make the elevation just a bit higher here, just to, like, make something interesting. And maybe I'll make something over here that kind of constricts this height over there or something. I don't know. This area, I'm not sure. Like, no, I won't constrict the height. Maybe I'll just put something in that corner. Just something like going there somewhere. I kind of would be curious to see what it would be like to make dips, like make the floor lower. I could at the very least use slabs because this is a full brick, and then I could lower it a bit. But I want to keep this room as big as I can because I want it to feel very grand. I plan on making like this kind of royal, like, dinner room kind of vibe to it, maybe mixed with like a war room. And then underneath, I plan on, like, in this area, I want to make a dungeon. And that's where I think I'll have my storage room. And then at the very top, I don't need to section it off into rooms because of the fact that it's so small. There's no rooms to section off or anything. And then I'm not going to do the dungeon until like a separate episode. Like, that's going to be a different thing. So in that case, almost everything. Oh, hello there. Wow. Yeah. You know, murder. Mwahahaha. Okay, so with that, before I end off this episode, I'm going to make these pathways into the base mob proof, and then I'm gonna try and set up a little prank for a friend. Okay, so the things we're gonna need is moss carpet or other carpet, berry bushes, and some buttons or torches. You can use anything that a mob would consider a non-existent block, but that you can place carpet on top of. So over here, I'm gonna dig down and I'm gonna use moss. In this scenario, I'm going to test two options because I know passive mobs, they don't pathfind over berries. I don't know if they need to be grown or not. I'm just going to grow them anyways. So I know passive mobs will not pathfind over this. But I think aggressive mobs prefer not to, but they still can. So then in that case, I'm just going to dig down far enough where they wouldn't want to cross it because they're like, oh, it's a hole, I take damage if I go there. Place myself some buttons, place down the carpet. Bam. Now they shouldn't be able to walk over at least this area. I'm gonna test about that area. And just to kind of ease in with the transition, I'm going to add in some more moss over here. Kind of make it seem like it's not just there for some reason. You know, I can even bone meal it. Ooh. Okay, that's too wild. I wanted to add some variation. That's too much. Okay, after bone mealing it up a little bit, like, this won't be the final design of my, like, outside paths and stuff. I'm going to add, like, actual paths on the dirt, packed mud paths, but for now I'm gonna leave it like this, and I think that looks good. Okay, once night hits, we will test out this one, see if it fully keeps mobs from passing by. Let's find some monster to test out the thing. Mr. Drowned over here. Look, I'm over here. I'm over here. I'm over here. Okay. It looks like he really can't Pathfinder. Yeah, he's just dumbfounded. Okay, so either way, both of those methods work. Yeah? Yep, you just can't. Okay, good. Either way works. I can be lazy and I don't have to dig down as deep. And then over here, I could either just do this kind of carpet, which kind of blends in, or I could purposefully do something that pops. Like this. Yeah, I don't think that looks good from afar. Boop, boop. Pop, beep. Bam. And now, Mr. Zombie, come here and test this. I'm pretty sure this should work, but let's just double check. Hello. Haha, screw you. Yeah, baby. You can't get me. Wahoo. That's great. That's great. And I'll just place it underneath this as well. Alright, let's set up the prank now. The thing is, I'd have to pick someone who doesn't have armor. Or I'd have to do it in a spot where they wouldn't have armor. What I could do is somewhere along the pathway, yeah, like at spawn, I could make a armor rekitting station. It would put this on. Or I could just find somewhere on the path that I could kind of hide it and make it dispense. So I'm going to go into a creative world to see how close you have to be to the dispenser for it to actually work. Okay, so what I found out is that as long as it isn't a full block, it counts. This area over here would be perfect because I plan on placing lots of mud here and making a cool, like, kind of like pigsty, where I'll make it a mud factory because I want to use a lot of packed mud in my path. Technically, I could hide it in one of my carpets. Then how would I do the activation? So my problem is it'll dispense it either way. Even if they, like for example, if I go in here, it dispenses it into the inventory instead of onto you if you have boots already. If anybody knows any better way of doing this other than like directly targeting someone who's not wearing boots, let me know. I'm gonna leave it there like this for now, but the only thing I'll change is I'm gonna add some hoppers so that way if somebody activates it, but in a way that it doesn't even go into someone's inventory, it goes back in. Like for example, if I were to step on it right now, it'll get picked up again. But if I were to go like that, it goes in my inventory, so that's annoying. Alrighty guys, thank you for watching this episode of CultureCraft. If you enjoyed and want to watch more, check out the next episode of CultureCraft here. If that isn't out, check out this video where I create a secret base in someone else's base. Check them out. Okay, bye!